Hello, everyone. This is Ross with 714 Ministries International. I wanted to share with you another story of faith and how God works. And I want to share it for a couple of reasons. I want to brag on God, number one, and give him all the glory because he has done so many things in my life. And I'm going to tell you this. The God who loves me and has blessed and worked in my life, as imperfect and really not worthy as I can be, and I know I'm not, of all the grace and blessings he's poured out. I want these stories that I share to encourage you and to help you know that the God of Ross is the God of you, and he loves you and he wants to help you, and he is able to provide and meet your needs. And it's just a matter of trusting him. And I just want to encourage you, even if you just have a little faith. The Bible speaks of the mustard seed faith and how if we just have the faith of a mustard seed, according to the Gospels and according to Jesus, it can move mountains. And it's not the amount of our faith, it's the object of our faith, who we're putting our faith in. So I just want to encourage you with these stories. So this one takes place when my wife and I were newlyweds. We had just been married. We moved to Asheville, North Carolina. We were helping start a church there. We were actually meeting in a fire department. That's where the morning services were taking place. And it was neat to be a part of that. I had been a part of that since my junior year. I'd been going across the mountains from my college in Tennessee. Every Saturday, I would go out witnessing and inviting people to church. And Sunday, I was preaching and teaching Sunday school twice on the morning and once in the evening before I'd head back to college. Well, after my wife and I got married, I graduated, we got married, we moved back to Asheville to continue to help this church and plant this ministry. And in doing so, she had a job there and I had a job there. God blessed us. We went on a Friday and Saturday, or a Friday, because of course, we went on a Friday to go find jobs. And within that time, we were, job hunting. We got jobs and we secured them. And so then we moved and came back to Asheville and began to live there. That's actually where our first son was born. So, but being newlyweds and having this, our new home set up in the downstairs of a 2-story home, we were renting from the couple that lived upstairs there on Chatham Road in Asheville, North Carolina. And we were doing pretty well. I mean, we were doing well financially. My per hour was good. Her per hour was good. So 2 full-time jobs, no bills, just her and I. And we would golf a lot and eat out a lot and just enjoy life. We really weren't being too smart about things financially. So things got tight one month after being newlyweds, and the rent was coming up. And I was the one that always paid the rent and everything, but her and I would put our money in together to help pay the bills. So I said, hey, honey, I need you to give me a few $100s to help me get this rent paid for the month. I just don't have it right now. And she looked at me and said, oh, I don't have it. That's your job to have that. And we didn't get an argument. We really didn't. But we were like, wait a minute, you don't have it. I don't have it. We don't have any money. I said, well, let's just pray and ask God to meet our need, right? So we get down, in our bedroom, and we're like, hey, God, if you would, we just pray that, you said you'd supply all of our needs according to your riches and glory. And God said, I have nothing for you. And I'm like, God, he began to speak to my heart. Like, I have nothing for you. I don't have any money to give you. I don't have any rent money for you. And I said, God, but we love you and we've been faithful. We've been tithing like we should. And we're serving you in ministry as well as, just being honest, good Christian people. Why aren't you providing for us? And he said, oh, I have provided for you. And I said, where? I don't see the money. I don't see where your provision is. And he said, Ross, I've given you and Christy good jobs. And you make good money. You make more than enough to pay your bills and get ahead and save money. I said, yeah, but we're running tight this month. Will you not provide this time for us? He said, no, I won't. He said, I've already provided for your rent, but you spend it on golf and going out to eat and doing other things. He said, I'm not just going to bless you so you can just squander money. He said, so start budgeting better and taking care of your finances better. But I'm not pulling you out of this mess this month. You're on your own. And that was the answer to prayer. We were on our own. And it was such an awesome answer to prayer. Not because God met my needs and paid my rent. Oh, a check came in the mail and the rent was paid. No. I had to humble myself and go to the person renting me the apartment and say, we don't have it, and I apologize, but when we get our next paycheck, I'll make sure and pay you. Do I need to pay you a late fee or anything? They're like, no, just try not to be late anymore. And I'm like, oh, believe me, I'm going to do everything I can never to be late again. And we weren't. From that point on, we paid our rent and we did better with our money, but it was a beautiful thing to hear God tell me, no, I'm not going to pay your bill for you because I've already provided and you've wasted. And I wonder if there's someone hearing this right now that needed that reminder. We can't put ourselves in situations and then just ask God to just pull us out. You know, he gives us a brain. He gives us common sense. He gives us wisdom. And we should plan ahead. Are there times in our lives when we get in tough situations? I'm going to continue as I share these stories. When I share the story of me moving to Oregon and how we ran out of money in Arizona, you're going to see how God provides for those and helps those who help themselves. But in this story I'm telling you right now, when God had already provided for us and we wasted it, and when we call out to him and say, God, will you please do something great and mighty, do a miracle, help us, and he says no, it's a beautiful thing because he teaches us responsibility. He teaches us to take care of ourselves. And I am a firm believer that God will not do for you what you can do for yourself. And if he blesses you and takes care of you and you waste that blessing and you spend the good money that he's given you for your rent on a golf game or a nice meal or a little vacation somewhere, a little trip somewhere, don't expect God to do for you what you can do for yourself. And he's already provided. And that's what he taught me through that. And so I hope this story of faith and just trusting God when he says no helps you understand that he's just not going to do stuff when he's already done it. So there you go. I hope that was a blessing. Have a great day.